In 1953, Trans Mountain Pipeline was constructed to supply conventional oil from Alberta to British Columbia and Washington state refineries. The expanded Trans Mountain Pipeline is to be constructed to carry dilbit, diluted bitumen, from the tar sands for export only.
Economically speaking, the profits from the expansion project would amass to a speculated $46.7 billion to both provincial and federal governments.
This is absolute nonsense. World oil prices tell a different story. The blue line on this graph shows fantasy forecasts for dilbit climbing from $75 US per barrel in 2015 to $90 per barrel by 2025 and then continuing to increase. The red line shows what is actually happening, which is much lower.
Hello, Donald.
That's me. Where am I?
Mathemagic Land.
Mathemagic Land.
Yes, Donald. This is a place where Kinder Morgan and the Trudeau government create false forecasts in order to get the public to pay for the tar sands financial fiasco. This is also home to Trudeau's magic numbers of increasing tar sands production by 40% and miraculously reaching clean air emissions targets. The major international oil companies know what a financial fiasco the tar sands are. They have moved out and sold off their tar sands investments. Just when the smart money is abandoning the tar sands, the Trudeau Liberals want you to invest your tax dollars in a losing proposition. There hasn't been a major new project started in Alberta tar sands since 2014. And here is the real kicker. There is no waiting Asian market for Alberta dilbit. In fact, there's no waiting market anywhere. Since 2016, not one tanker leaving Burnaby went to Asia. Asians can buy heavy oil like Alberta dilbit for $8 per barrel less than US refineries pay. The US is Alberta's only customer. And the reason there is no dilbit market in Asia or anywhere else is due to significant changes in global oil economics. Foremost is a massive increase in production of US high-quality sweet crude extracted from shale deposits at a cost of $20 to $40 per barrel. Alberta's low-grade tar sands dilbit, extracted at a cost of $80 to $100 per barrel, can't possibly compete in international markets. Another big change making dilbit non-competitive is the construction of very large crude carriers that carry 2 million barrels of oil. Because the largest tankers leaving Burnaby carry only a quarter of that amount, it would take the cost of 4 tankers from Burnaby to match the cost of one very large crude carrier leaving from the United States. The move towards renewable energy sources and the electrification of vehicles is accelerating, especially in China. This will decrease the demand for oil, particularly low-grade dilbit. With the Alberta tar sands a financial fiasco and the expansion of the Trans-Canada Pipeline in doubt, you have to ask yourself this question: why are the federal and Alberta governments screaming to get the Canadian taxpayers money for a bailout? Like all good detective stories, you follow the money. Unfortunately for the banks, they have a lot of money tied up in the non-competitive tar sands and in the shaky expansion of the Kinder Morgan pipeline. Meet the 5 top banking CEOs financially backing the Kinder Morgan Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion. The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion plan is doomed. In the words of Mitchell Anderson, no amount of cheerleading or demonizing or pixie dust will change the raw laws of global oil economics. Devised in days of high prices, the expansion of the Trans Mountain Pipeline is obsolete.